Good afternoon, everyone. Jason here. Today is September 8th, and today marks the official end to the summer trading and the start of the fall trading. Typically speaking, Labor Day will mark that final day of the summer trading as we get into kind of that fall pre-holiday window. And typically speaking, the volatility will pick up after Labor Day, and today was no exception. It was a very nice day after dealing with several weeks here in August, end of July and into August of very choppy to sideways trading conditions. We were able to come out on this first day after Labor Day with a very volatile and big range. Today on the CL, we're marked about 320 ticks from high to low. And if you look down there in the bottom left-hand corner of that bottom chart, you'll see that we were almost 110 points from low to high today on the ES. And as we sit here, it's continuing to make a trip to the downside. So I want to draw your attention over here to the price ladders. We had a losing trade on the CL today. In fact, what I want to do is talk to you about the market maker levels here today. We'd spend a couple of minutes on these. This was the way that the CL looked at the open. So these RTH levels form up at the open here on the CL, and that is at 8 a.m. Central Time. And we were actually short here today at 19. Market comes back up, pulls back, comes back up, kind of dances around, ended up taking a small stop, ended up getting into another trade and got clipped out right here at 16, right? So I took a couple of ticks off. I was in, I think, short at 19, and I had my trail stop at 16. Maybe it was 14. Maybe it was 14. And anyway, the market comes in, takes me out up here at 16, and comes all the way down for 100 ticks right down to our RTH target. Now, with that being said, the market really just sort of rotated around between our market maker levels here today, right? We had the RTH target, signal down to the target. This could have been an opportunity to look long as it rallied from 23 up to 64, comes back, comes right down to the tick of the RTH target, and rallies nearly 100 points, or 100 ticks rather, right back up to where we started the day. So again, very good support / resistance here for us today on our market maker levels. We weren't really able to take too much advantage of it, simply because I'd gotten trail stopped out here on this pullback here, and then I ended up getting into the trade, what I will consider to be the trade of the day. It was a 17.5 point one lot with a 3-point stop, so basically a 6-to-1 reward to risk ratio trade on the ES. We'll talk about where it is that I got into. What's kind of interesting to note here, if you look kind of from the higher frame perspective, these blue dotted lines represent the value, the big value area from the trading session on Friday. Market comes in the overnight session and really just kind of goes coast to coast. Once we open back up here, I did try to get short on the breakdown through this 60 half, and I ended up taking a stop here this morning, my first trade on the ES. So when you see this trade that I'm going to show you here in just a couple of minutes, you'll notice that I'm down ticks in both the CL and the ES. The ES, we were targeting all the way down here at 33.35 quarter, which is that RTH target. We ended up getting 17.5 points on our entry from 60 half, so we ended up at 43 on the trail stop. So that really gave us a very handsome trade. What you're going to see as a final total on the price ladder is not going to match what you see right here, and the simple reason for that is we did take one more small winning trade before we called it a day, so that this isn't going to match this what you see on the price ladder. It's going to be a little bit better than that, but we took a small winning trade that got us over the hump. But what I want you to notice here is once we made our way down to the other end of that value area, and let's take a look here. This was Friday's value area high and low. All right, so we didn't count Monday. We just looked at this Friday value area. That's that blue dotted line that you see here. And then once the market made that, once it broke down through and began to gather momentum, it came all the way down to the other side of value. And this is why we were trying to get short. Once we made this breakdown through it and pulled back, we thought that was going to be a pretty good opportunity. And it ended up being a good opportunity. But right there at the open, it was a little bit quicker paced than we had hoped. And it come in, take us out. Then we jumped right back on board again. And that's where we took it from there. So again, market maker levels giving you a very good sense of opportunity here today, and it looks like we're going to try to make a trip after challenging the RTH signal. Looks like we may be making another trip down to test the RTH target as we sit here, so we'll be watching that as well. So what I'm going to do, the trade was very quick. It was about 6.5 minutes long. I'm going to put a little bit of music behind it. I'm going to cut the speed. Actually, I'm going to double the speed, so it goes from about 6 minutes to 3 minutes, and you'll be able to see exactly how the entire trade went as we took that trade here this morning in the trade room. One lot, 17.5 points, 6-to-1 reward to risk ratio. And without further ado, here is that OTG trade of the 60 half. Stop is 60. Three half. If we come back to 57 and get to even.